So as he begins his rotation around the bar, you can see at the bottom he's kicking his legs to give himself more momentum to get up and around the bar. And as he continues to flip, he's gaining more and more momentum each time. And then when he gets to his final spin, he releases himself at a greater than 45-degree angle to give himself optimal height, as well as not to shoot himself too far to miss the mat.
As soon as he releases the bar, he begins accelerating towards the ground due to the acceleration of gravity, which is 9.8 meters per second squared. This is a constant rate as he is turning through the air. As he releases the bar, notice the angle of release is above 45 degrees. This makes his body travel higher vertically and not very far horizontally. Releasing the bar from this angle gives him more time to complete his tucks because he started higher in the air versus a lower angle of release when he wouldn't start as high. And when he lands, he has 2 feet on the ground, which increases his stability and also lowers his center of gravity.
Okay, as he's rotating around the bar and spinning around the axis, he has an angular displacement. This is a change in the absolute angular position, which is what he experiences by rotating around the bar. The body of the gymnast is essentially rotating around a fixed point. The rate of angular displacement is the gymnast's change in velocity, which is represented by the gymnast's displacement divided by his elapsed time. As he's circling around the bar, he's in constant motion. So he will resist changes in his angular motion unless some external force is applied, or he releases the bar and gravity can act its force. The inertia can be measured by the mass of the gymnast multiplied by the radius of his mass from the axis of rotation, which in this case the axis of rotation is the bar. The inertia can also be related to Newton's first law. As he's spinning around the bar, he's going in a counterclockwise motion, so his angular acceleration is positive. By having the gymnast's body straight, when he goes to release the bar, he tucks his body just slightly in order to increase his velocity and decrease his inertia. If he didn't tuck, he would decrease his velocity and may not be able to make it all the way to the ground in the same amount of time that he gets to the ground and lands on his feet.
So also when he lands, by bending his knees in addition to lowering his center of gravity, he's increasing the time over which the force of the ground is applied, so that decreases the force of the average force of the impulse by increasing the time over which it's applied. And by putting his hands out to the sides, he increases his what's it called?
I don't know. Oh, his angular momentum.
He increases his angular inertia in the frontal plane so that to also help him balance. And here you can see that throughout this part of the turn, he's tucked in a horizontal or sagittal and frontal plane. He's tucked in, but in the transverse plane, he's extended so that he can do these rotating flips, but he only completes one somersault flip, and then at the end he has to bend his legs to land. And that's it.